Hey guys, figured I'd come out and give you a little Sunday evening update, vlog, whatever you want to call it. It's been a great day. Just had a great dinner, finishing up with a nice fresh cup of coffee. And if you can't tell, here's my beehive. Got it all painted up. We used to have a blue color here. Decided to change it up. Looks a little more bee friendly, although I know that doesn't really make a difference, but it's more for me than it is for the bees, and I really like it. So I have another medium box on order, so that one will actually go here, and I'm going to paint that one yellow as well, and then I'll have the white cap on top. So I can't tell you how excited I am to have bees back on the acre. I really love bees. I like watching them, being around them, seeing what they do. They really are the keepers of the earth, and without them, frankly, we'd all be pretty much dead. So what a great thing to have, and to be able to contribute to that. So got all the frames all cleaned up. Did pretty well with that. Took them all apart, scraped them all down, cleaned them all up, fired them up. I do have some wax on order. I'm going to melt that down, re-wax them. I will be ready to rock and roll by the time the bees show up in hopefully about 2 weeks. So, which should be about perfect timing. The dandelions are just about ready to start popping. That's a huge push for the bees. Dandelions are their #1 food in the spring, and as much as I hate to admit it, I've been the arch enemy of the dandelion, if you will, over the last few years. I'm pretty anal about my yard and my grass. For those of you that don't know, I have quite the background in landscaping and lawn maintenance, and I spent the first half of my life pretty much taking care of other people's stuff and landscaping and putting in plants and shrubs and lawns and making it the best that I can. While you would think that I wouldn't like that and I would just let all my stuff run amok, I'm more of a clean line, neat. My wife calls me OCD. It's just the way I am, and when I see dandelions on my lawn, it instills something in me that I'm not doing something right, probably based on all those years of keeping everyone else's yards clean. And so I run out there and I spray the yard with dandelions. So this year is going to be a challenge for me. I'll be honest, I'm not going to let the yard be overtaken by dandelions, but I'm going to make sure that if I do put any control on them, I do it when the bees aren't active or when the bees aren't here and the herbicides have time to dissipate. So I'll do the best that I can. I'd like to not do anything. It's just hard for me, so we'll get there. But enough rambling on. I just figured I would take a minute and, actually more than a minute, but kind of want to run you through the yard, do a walkthrough. I'm only filming on my iPhone, so forgive me there, but I'm going to run you through my yard, what I've been doing, and how it looks so far this spring. Today was sunny, and oh man, it's just great. I love feeling that hot sun on my skin. I haven't seen it in forever, and I feel pretty blessed to have such a great weekend with some warmer weather and some sunshine. I've had the plants out hardening off for the last couple days. Tonight is our last night in the 10-day forecast. We have a low of 34 tonight. While it's not a freeze, it's going to put a whooping on those little seedlings, so I haven't put the plants in the garden yet. But throughout this week, as I get them hardened off and I feel they're able to sustain themselves in the garden, I will get them out, get them planted, and nurse them along, and just pray for continued warm nights, warm days, sunshine, 60-degree soil temps, and all that good jive that all us gardeners just crave for. So bear with me. I'm going to grab you, and we're going to go on a little tour here. Forgive my dirty garage. I'm only OCD about certain things. And there's that sunshine we're talking about. So we started off a couple days ago. I had a half-dead elm out here in the backyard, and I decided to take it down. The top half was dead, the bottom half was sprouting. So I knew it wasn't long before the whole thing went kaput. So I cut that down and leveled off the area, raked up the ground and seeded it off. And Corbella and I put, she calls it hay, but it's straw. We got that down and seeded. And there's Corbella's little play area. All woods to the backside, my little shed. My house, which I just resided last year, turned out great. I really love the red color with the white trim. Super happy about that. So the wood shed in the garden, which you've all seen the tour of that. This week I also potted up some herbs. I decided I was gonna not put the herbs in the ground, so this pot here has dill, and then we have some basil, and then over here is some cilantro, which I love cilantro. I don't care if you think it tastes like soap or not, it doesn't. It's awesome. Nothing sprouting in the garden yet. It's been a week. Very cold temperatures, so I'm not surprised that we haven't had anything, but it'll pop here shortly, probably within the next few days. Still waiting on the asparagus as well, so that tells me that the ground temps haven't quite reached 60, but we'll see what happens after today. The sunshine has been abundant, and I know it really warmed it up. It shouldn't cool off too much tonight, so I've got the apiary ready for the bees. I'm all set. So this weekend I built, Corbella calls them ladders, I call them trellises. Just a couple 4x4s in the ground with some 1x slats, and then at the base of those I planted nasturtiums, some morning glories, some scarlet cardinal runner, and then along this log edge I planted some 4 o'clocks. And then along that edge there I planted some 4 o'clocks as well. And then all through the middle here is a mix. I don't want to call them wildflowers because, I mean, essentially everything's a wildflower, but there's some perennial seeds, and it will be full of flowers, hopefully, as long as they take. And the whole area around the beehive will be wildflowers. So the whole mess of this corner I took back. I have a nice mulch path here, and mulch is a relative term. This is all the bark that came off my wood splitter. And then the path will lead you to the back and the side of the hive, so I can do maintenance on the hive. You never want to do maintenance from the front and block the entrance to the hive and the flow of the honeybees. But again, at the base of these guys is where I have the climbing flowers planted. And not only does it give me something nice to look at, it also provides a windbreak. This is the north-northwest direction, so some of those howling cold winds that come through in the wintertime, even though there's slats, it'll block a good portion of it. Not to mention the thick brush behind it will really cut down. So that'll allow the bees to stay warm in the coldest parts of the winter. So my wood racks over here. This is my overflow area. I have one more rack I gotta get split and filled up. I have that much wood left to split. I'm kind of rationing my projects because I still have an entire week off of work. Subject to an extension. Well, I hope not, but we'll see what happens. So that's pretty much it for now. Just been kind of hanging out and doing the best I can, doing my part, staying home, and playing with the baby and trying to do some yard work and soaking up that beautiful sunshine. So I'm glad you could watch, and hopefully soon I'll have an update. And until then, quarantine on. Take care.